problem with today's generation not having a platform to have their voices heard is that it leaves us with an absence of role models. With an absence of a good role model comes the lack of guidance, and with a lack of guidance comes Justin Bieber's sorry ass. But I'm joined here with two dudes who are going to give us some pretty good advice on finding some good role models. Welcome, Justin and Rob. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and what it is that you do.
My name is Justin Milian. I'm from Mahopac, New York, and I'm 20 years old. Basically, me and Rob here, we network with ambitious individuals. We show them a better way. Kids who want to take advantage and really take control of their future and don't want to leave it up to chance.
Tell us about your company. What do you do that with? How do you do that?
Yeah. We work with a company. We work with a health and wellness company out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and basically their whole mission statement and their whole reason why we're with them is because they want to make people healthy and they want to give people another source of income instead of having that 9-to-5 job, and they really want to bring out basically the younger generation to kind of step outside their comfort zone and take control of their own economy and dictate their own future instead of having somebody else might dictate that themselves. So that's basically a background on what we do.
What's the name of your company?
It's called Vima.
All right, so your company actually recently brought you to Miami. Tell us about that. What were you doing in Miami? What were you there for?
So we went to Miami. Basically, we learned about the role models there. We learned how to follow people who have what we want. We found some really, really good role models there. And it was just leadership and finding people who we need to follow.
Hold the mics a little closer.
My bad.
Okay. So while you were there, who were the best role models that you saw while you were in Miami? It was at a leadership academy, right? So who were the best role models that you found when you were there, and what did you learn from them?
For me personally, it was my buddy Luke Kish, and the topic he kind of touched on the most was am I allowed to curse? It was F the haters, and basically his whole motto behind that was follow people in life that have what you want. If you want to be the best checkers player in the world, follow somebody who's good at checkers. If you want to make a lot of money in the world, follow somebody who has a lot of money. If you want to be the best talk show host, follow someone who's the best talk show host. And I feel like what touched me the most was that we tend to follow people who might not have what we want, and we kind of allow others to dictate what we want to do, because as we're younger, as we're 5, 6, 7 years old, we all have these different dreams and different aspirations of what we want to do. We're told we could be anything we want to be in the world, and I feel like that when we get older and we get to high school or college, we're thrown that you can't do this, you can't do that. No, that's impossible. You're not allowed to do that. And my biggest piece of advice that I got from Miami and the Leadership Academy was you can do that, and it is possible as long as you have a positive role model and somebody who's following exactly what you want to do.
Pretty good. How about you? What did you pick up on?
Yeah, so basically just what Rob said, find somebody who's further down the path that you want to follow. And, if you do what they're going to do, you say what they say, you'll get what they have. And, as far as anything in life, find somebody who's good at what you want and further down that path and just follow what they did to get there. And, you're going to get there every single time.
Here's a question for you, though. Who do you think is the best role model for today's generation that is actually a member of our generation? What millennial do you think is the best role model for us out there?
As far as the company goes?
In general, who do you think is the best role model out there in the company or not?
For me personally, it's somebody within the company. I would say my buddy Brad Alcazan, only because you see people who are just average people who decided to make a different change in their life, and you see them as somebody who was exactly like you were, except they decided to make a different decision instead of making the same stuff that everyone else is making in life. So it really resonated with me that he's probably the best person for our generation in general.
All right, how about you?
Yeah, same. So, I look at Brad Alcazan, but I also look at my friend Jesse Munt. Now, Jesse Munt, I think he's younger than me, but it doesn't matter. Like, your role model doesn't have to be older than you. If somebody's further down the path, like I said, just follow what they did. And, it is important to realize that everybody that has seen success has been in your shoes once, wondering how they're going to get there. And it really doesn't matter how you get there. It matters that you see yourself getting there.
Well, on that same note, who do you think is the worst role model representing today's generation? Who do you think gives out the biggest misconception about what millennials actually are?
For me, I would say Justin Bieber, like you said, just because of all the things that he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same thing. A younger generation kid or a reality star, maybe. Nothing really comes specific off the top of my head, but yeah, I think someone who just lives the life that you just don't want to live.
Well, you know, like they say, you are the sum average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you're hanging around with people who aren't as motivated as you and don't have the same vision as you, then you probably need to find a new group of friends or maybe even find a new role model. So
Definitely.
I think you guys gave some pretty good advice here today. Thank you for that. And I wish you guys the best of luck with your company. So thank you very much for being here. And we'll be right back.